Good morning, Eugenetics. Eugenetics. It is said that when a person reads a book, he would enter into the life and experiences of the author that otherwise he wouldn't experience ever in his own life. Oh, so Eugenetics, happy Wednesday. And we are now going to chapter 18 of this book. And the reading is reading number 23. The title is The Spirit of the Glass with Alcohol, or The Drunk Pakistanis. We took over a flight from Karachi, Pakistan to Manila with a ground stop in Bangkok. The flight came from Europe. The flight was full. Despite the heavy load, the takeoff was very smooth. The food service was swift and done with quickly. Halfway through the flight, almost all passengers were sleeping. The very few who couldn't sleep watched the movies on the big wide screens, munching on airline peanuts. The very few opted to drink alcohol to be able to sleep. Perhaps that was the reason for the two Pakistanis who drank like there was no landing nor arrival. In fact, the thin one was already asleep. He snored like a cow. He smelled like a year-old laundry with dried sweat and dung. In the flickering lights of the screens, you would notice his pants were overflowing with urine down to the carpet of the aircraft. It was like he died drinking and went to alcohol heaven. The area where they were seated smelled like an unkempt public toilet. While the drunk Pakistani was small and very thin, the other one was tall and bulky. He would remind you of Eric Estrada of the old TV series Chips. The Eric Estrada look-alike was also drunk, but he was very wide awake. He was seated in the middle. Then I noticed the lady beside him by the window was crying. When she saw me, she became hysterical and pleaded to be transferred to another seat. These two drunk passengers had been touching and molesting her all this time. I remember in training that the effect of alcohol to a person inside a pressurized cabin is doubled or even tripled. This was the proof. The crying lady was a Filipina nurse. With the purser's permission, we transferred her to a vacant business class seat as all the economy area was full. Alcohol supply to the passenger was stopped. We offered coffee or tea instead. But this Eric Estrada look-alike demanded for alcohol. I delivered a good sermon to the drunk passenger with a threat upon arrival spelled as AVSICOM, Aviation Security Command Force. He would have none of it. He just wanted alcohol. He shouted for alcohol. We ignored his rantings. We, all the male stewards and the male purser, met in the galley nearby. Incident like this doesn't happen every day. We brainstormed for the right solution. Before one could be agreed on, the drunk Eric Estrada look-alike darted into the galley where we were. Like a madman, he shouted for alcohol. The purser tried to calmly explain the situation. None of it. All he knew at that time was only alcohol. And he vehemently demanded for it. He forcefully pushed the purser aside. The purser almost fell to the floor. The drunk look-alike of Eric Estrada started hurling his punches at the metal ovens of the galley. "I want alcohol," he shouted at the top of his voice. "Okay, secure him, guys." The pursers boomed his command. The commotion started. The three stewards pinned him into the galley wall, and it was met with a very, very violent resistance. I started to tie the hands behind his back using an extension seatbelt. While this was going on, the drunk passenger was like a raging bull in front of the torero with a muleta. Two tall, hunky Caucasian passengers entered the scene. They held the now smaller-looking drunk Eric Estrada look-alike. They dragged him and pushed him into a vacant seat beside the galley. With his hands tied at the back, I fastened his seatbelt as he was seated. "All your guys," said the Caucasians. The drunk kicked like a madman, hitting anybody that came near him. He shouted, "Pakistanis, help me! Help me! They are going to die me!" I shouted, "Kill!" Wrong grammar. He squirmed and kicked and tried to break free. The small and thin companion woke up. He approached his friend smelling like an unwashed abattoir. "What are you doing?" He confronted us. He approached his drunk friend, but he was met with a huge kick. He lay senseless flat on the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, eugenetics. This is a long story, so that was only one half of it. Next Wednesday, we will continue the action. So, eugenetics, thank you for listening. Have a good Wednesday. I love you.